So you want to write a book, but you're not quite ready to commit to a publication date this year. Is there anything you can do now so that the process can be easier later? Why, yes. Yes, there is. I'm so glad you asked. In this video, I'm sharing 3 practical tips showing you how to prepare to write your book now so that the process later is easy peasy. Welcome to Writing with Denise Renee. You are in the right place to learn how to write a book that connects you to your ideal audience, your future clients, collaborators, and other brand building opportunities. If this is your vibe, then you've got to subscribe. Now, let's get right into this video's topic. Hey writers! So today, my 3 tips for how to prepare to write your book are: number 1, establish a writing schedule. Number 2, capture your book ideas in different documents online. And number 3, we're going to talk about how to go from easy mode to book writing mode. In case we're meeting for the first time, I'm Denise Renee, your new favorite business book writing coach and manuscript editor on the internet, darling. I can help you write a book sharing your expertise or experiences that helps you build your personal or business brand. So the inspiration for this video actually came from within my network on LinkedIn. And if you are not there, baby, what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? Follow me on the LinkedIn's. Okay, let's link up. All right. So recently I posted an article. One of the wonderful ladies in my community, Paulina, left this comment. So she was responding to me where I mentioned that I'm going to be releasing my book very shortly. And she says, super excited that the release timeline is set for your book. I'm happy to be a part of your accountability crew. I don't think 2025 is my year for a book, but 2026 might be. I have some ideas. And I come across this often. People know that they want to write a book, but they're not quite ready to do so now, maybe because of the different projects that they already have in place for the year. And that's 100% acceptable. But I don't think that you have to wait till next year to get started. You can take practical steps right now so that when you are ready to launch into full-on book writing mode, you're not starting from scratch and it doesn't feel like this big, overwhelming thing that you have to do. So that's what this video is all about. So Paulina and everybody else, you're welcome. Listen, it pays to connect with me in the comments because I might just make a video out of it and give you a little shout out. And speaking of shout outs, Paulina is the founder of a fabulous community for women called Hype HQ. So when you need a little bit of a boost to your content and you want a community of women to rally around you as you're growing your personal brand, you want to check out Hype HQ. Full disclosure, I'm one of the ambassadors. So check it out through my link down in the description box. All right, let's get back. So here are my tips for Paulina and for you to help you make your book writing process down the road easier. So like I said, number 1 is establishing your writing schedule. So if you read or watch any of my content for any length of time, there is one thing you are going to hear me say over and over and over. Baby, I am like a 4 on the 4 house beat drumming this in, okay? Okay, one of them beats, they just go over and over and over. That's me on saying you've got to have a writing schedule. A writing schedule comprises of 3 elements. You need to know the time, the place, and the duration. Time. When are you writing? Okay? What day, what time, what hours? Block it off on your calendar. Place. Where are you writing? Are you writing at home, Starbucks, your office, your car, whatever. Wherever you're going to be least distracted, that's where you write. And then duration. How long are you going to write for? My recommendation is 15 minutes a day minimum, okay? Everybody could make 15 minutes in their day. Real quick, don't just watch this video about writing a book. Get working on yours today. Head over to writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps and download my free guide, 4 steps to start writing your book. In it, you're gonna find practical tips and exercises that'll get you moving right now and keep you going until you finish your first draft. That's writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. Okay, let's get back into this video. Everybody could make 15 minutes in their day. If you write longer than that, wonderful. But at least you know you're committing at least some time to your writing instead of trying to wait for this big day that you're going to have 8 hours, 12 hours to write, because you're not going to do it. Okay? All right. So, why do I constantly say you need a writing schedule? Well, it's because it's going to help you to establish a routine and consistency. One part of the thing that makes writing difficult is when you start and stop. It's like when you stop, you're like, oh God, I got to get going again. When your brain is used to, she's writing at this time, he's writing at this place, and this is always what they're going to be doing, then it becomes routine. It's a habit. And once you've established it, you don't even have to think about it. You're going to naturally do it. And you're going to find that when you have a consistent writing schedule, when you sit down to write, ideas are going to flow because you're used to it. Establishing a writing habit is also going to help you get comfortable with expressing your thoughts in writing. Writing is a completely different discipline than speaking. Most people, of course, are comfortable with speaking, but they're not as comfortable and not as fluid and not as fluent in expressing their thoughts in writing. There has to be this brain to paper connection, or brain to tablet, or brain to phone or computer connection. So the more you write, the better at that connection you get, the more you're connecting to yourself. As they say, practice makes progress. And honestly, writing, and I'm going to make a whole other video about this, but writing is really about getting into your thinking, getting into your psyche. And a lot of times we don't really even think about what we're thinking about, but that's a whole other topic, honey. So if you get started with your writing process today, 15 minutes a day, in 6 months, in 12 months, when you're ready to really take on the whole big book project, it's not going to feel like a whole big book project. It's going to feel like, hey, I'm sitting down, I'm writing, and today my writing is very focused on my book. Okay? So, how do you get started with a writing habit? Make it easy breezy, book writing girl or book writing boy, okay? Start with journaling. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge journaler. I'm not one who's going to journal every single day, but I do journal. And I say to start with journaling because it's the easiest form of writing. There's no pressure. No one's going to read it except for you. You're really just mirroring your thoughts on the paper. Again, practice makes progress. What's nice is that it's a judgment-free zone, so you're not under any pressure to edit. We're just trying to get that brain to paper connection moving. So some of the topics that you can write about, it can be very free-flowing, but also to get you in preparation for writing your book, they can be around topics around your business or your job, wherever you happen to be in life right now. So you can reflect on your day at work or in your business. Write about a project that you're working on. Maybe some industry news broke that day. What are your thoughts about it? So very easy, very mindful, very demure. All right. Now, if you want to step this up a notch, you can create your own prompts. Prompts are just questions that provoke thoughts, and those thoughts should inspire some words on the page. You can create your own writing prompts based on your customers' frequently asked questions and problems that you're constantly solving for them. Write about things that will help you introduce your industry to new prospects and customers. Talk about your success stories, wins that you've created for clients. There's so many aspects of your job or your business that you can write about, just as long as you do it regularly. So if this is sounding really super easy, like, you know what, I can see myself doing this, comment the word easy so that I know this video is helping you. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so that YouTube can show you more of my easy breezy book writing tips. All right, so tip number 2, capture your book ideas in different documents online. So I don't know about you, but I always have an idea, especially for books. So each book idea gets a different document. So during your easy breezy journaling time, you may actually come up with some ideas for an actual book. You may come up with several ideas for several different books. Don't let these ideas fall by the wayside. Give each one of them a very basic working title. It could be something as simple as the accounting book, or the how-to book, or I don't know, child. Just whatever title you come up with that helps you remember what this book is generally about, that's what works. So create a separate document for each of those ideas. And whenever you write something in your journal, transfer it over. Or you can actually just journal online. So my recommendation is to use a cloud-based tool like Google Drive or the Microsoft one. I don't really like Microsoft products, but whatever the Microsoft version is, I think it's called OneDrive, OneNote, something, whatever it is for Microsoft. Or Dropbox. Child, I broke up with them years ago. They tried to overcharge me, honey. So anyhow, I am the Google girl. But whatever works for you, iCloud for the uh, iPhone and Mac people, whatever works. So the idea is that you want to have these accessible to you no matter where you are and no matter what device you're on. The benefit is that you can take it everywhere you go and you're not beholden to your ideas being locked away in one place. Let me tell you this really quick, scary story from one of my clients. So I coached someone a few years ago. They came to me with a bit of a first draft of the book that they were working on. I gave them my advice, told them what they should do. They took that advice and ran with it, and I was so proud of them. But then they had the one and only printed copy of their book in their car, along with their laptop, and it got stolen. Oh my goodness. I felt absolutely horrible. And he was like, I don't even know where to begin anymore because there was so much work. It was so gone. And I was like, you know what? I still have the original draft that you gave me that we coached on from a few years ago. I can send that to you. And he was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I said, you know what? At least I know you've made a lot of changes since then, but at least it's something, right, to get started with, and it can jog your memory as to the changes that you made and the progress that you made. So you're not starting from scratch. Man, listen, technology is great, but when it fails, it fails. And sometimes having physical copies is great, but anything can happen. So you do not want to let all the work that you've done go by the wayside. So, I mean, I have my things where, man, I can access it on my phone, on my laptop, on my tablet, wherever, whenever. My ideas are not lost. So do whatever you have to do. Keep it mobile, keep it in the cloud. You'll thank me later. But also, having multiple documents for different ideas helps you to pre-organize your ideas. So every time you have an idea for this one specific book, go ahead and jot it down in there and forget about it until you're ready to come back to it. And that leads me to step number 3, how to get off of easy mode and get into book writing mode. So now you have all these documents all over the place, or you have within your document so many random ideas. What in the world are we going to do with them? Here's what you do. The first thing is you're going to adhere to your writing schedule. Okay, so when you're ready to come off of easy mode and go into book mode, it's going to be an easy transition. You're already writing every single day for 15 minutes. So we're just going to change the purpose of our writing time. All right, now we're working on our book. One of the first things you want to do is organize all that information that you have. Organize them into subtopics, group different ideas together, move them around, give yourself subtopics, subheadings, and get your thoughts together. You want to make sure that your book is going to express one main idea. So you may have information in your document that may not go with this particular book, and that's okay. Separate them out. My very strong recommendation is that you do not change the original document that had all of your ideas in it. I recommend copying the document, make a duplicate copy, and call it V1 at the end. Just change the name and change it to V1 at the end so that you have the original and now you're making all these changes in this secondary document. And if you ever need to go back to V1, you're like, hey, you know what? I may have deleted something. I forgot what I originally said. You have something to go back to. Once you sort of organize and arrange things into different subheadings, you might want to go ahead and create a V2 version of that document and further refine. Pull out the ideas that don't apply to the book that you're working on and get granular. Go ahead and outline that book, Organize the content that you have into that outline. You want to make your outline as detailed as possible. The more detailed your outline is, the easier it will be for you to adhere to your 15-minute a day schedule, or if you want to increase that. Because what you're going to do is when it comes time for your writing time, you can pick which section of your outline you want to work on and really expand more and develop the paragraphs in that section. So that's how you can actually write a book in 15 minutes a day, because you have a very detailed outline and it's guiding your writing time. All right? And then, of course, once you're done with your first draft, give it a rest, read it over, self edit, make changes, take it as far as you can go, and then call me. Well, whether it's me or someone else, you definitely want to make sure that you get together with a manuscript editor to help you refine your book and get it ready for publication. So that's it, y'all. That's how you're going to prepare to write your book. And not only did I tell you how to prepare, baby, I told you how to take it all the way to the end zone. All right? So if you thought that this process was easy breezy, book writing girl or book writing boy, go ahead and drop that word easy in the comments for me. Drop any questions, because I just might respond with a whole entire video, honey. And then check out one of these videos next, because it's going to further help you on your book writing journey. Okay, go ahead. Click on the video. What you waiting for? Click on the video. Come on, I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Click.